Hi, my name's Peggy Ness from PeggyNess.com, and through my program Freedom Beyond 50, one of my specialty techniques that I find incredibly powerful and exceptionally effective is a clearing tool called tapping, or emotional freedom technique. Today I'm going to give you some understanding of this process and show you how to tap. Emotional freedom technique has been around now for almost 30 years, and it's a blend of Western psychological science and Eastern medicine, involving tapping lightly on the meridian or acupuncture points. It was originally created to deal with phobias and severe post-traumatic stress disorder in therapy. And today it's widely used and endorsed by some of the top names in the personal development and success fields, like Jack Canfield and Deepak Chopra. EFT, or Emotional Freedom Technique, is part of a group of therapies called energy psychology, and it has been validated through clinical research and randomized controlled trials as an evidence-based approach. It has been proven scientifically to shift the stress response in the brain, literally shutting off or shutting down the fight, flight, or freeze response, allowing the emotions to release and clear, and opening us up to new perspectives and balancing our body at the same time, the energy system. And you know, it's a really simple technique. The only downside is it looks kind of funny. But I really encourage you to give it a try, because most people can experience the effectiveness of it almost immediately. So now I'm going to go through the points with you, and you'll notice if you look it up on the internet, there's a wealth of information on that and YouTube, and you'll actually see that different people tap slightly differently, mostly using the same points, and it really doesn't matter. So there's no wrong way. I'll show you the system that I prefer to use. This is the karate chop point. This is the first point. And you take your hand, you can use either side of the body, either hand, and you tap on the side of the hand here. The second point, right where the eyebrow starts, would be called the eyebrow point, and you just take 2 fingers, lightly tap on that point for about 5 to 9 times. Side of the eye, right where the bony part is right here. Underneath the eye, again on the bony part. Underneath the nose, right between the nose and the lip. The chin point, right on that crease between the lip and the bottom of your chin. The collarbone point. And if you put your finger right here, you'll feel kind of a U-shaped indent. And if you drop your hand about 1 inch and then go out on either side about 1 inch, you'll feel 2 little indent points. Those are the collarbone points. Tapping on the collarbone point. Again, either hand, either side of the body. Underneath the arm, about 4 inches down from the armpit, which is about the top of a bra strap, usually for a woman. And the top of the head. And that's 1 round of tapping. So for the process, you'd call to mind something that was bothering you, a stressor, a behavioral pattern you wanted to change, fears, intense emotions, and you'd bring that to mind. The next step is that you would scale it. And by that I mean, on a scale from 1 to 10, you would ask yourself, how intense is the emotion that I'm experiencing around this issue? 1 would be hardly at all intense, 10 would be extremely intense. And it's really important to do that because it lets us know consciously that the change is occurring. The emotions shift so quickly. The third part of the process is what's called the setup statement. And that is where we make a statement on the issue that we're focusing on to help direct our brain in that area. So the setup statement uses the karate chop point. And the setup statement is said, even though, and then you put in your issue, and then you add, I love and accept myself anyway. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to use this tapping routine that I'm showing you as an example. And let's just say you're experiencing a lot of resistance to the thought of even doing this. So the setup statement would be, even though I do not want to try this technique, I love and accept myself anyway. And you would repeat that 3 times while tapping on the karate chop point. Even though I do not want to try this technique and it looks way too crazy for me, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I do not want to try this technique and it looks way too crazy for me, I love and accept myself anyway. Then you'd go in and do around with the points. So here Peggy is trying to show me this technique on tapping. And there is no way I am going to do it. It looks crazy. I don't believe it would work. All the things that I've been dealing with in my life for so long, there's no way it could be this simple. There's no way that that would clear things that had been going on for me. I just don't believe it. And there is no way I'm going to look like a fool. What would people think if they saw me tapping on my face like this? What would they think if they heard me talking? There is no way I'm going to try this technique. When you've finished a round, you can just take a nice couple of breaths, nice slow clearing breaths. And then you go back in and you scale again to see how much of a shift has occurred in, let's say for our example, the resistance that you were experiencing. Once you get down to about a 2 out of 10 or less, then you can go back in and do a positive round. So that might sound something like this. So here Peggy is showing me this technique on tapping, and I still think it's really crazy. But what if it was this easy? What if this really could clear some of the things that I've been dealing with for so long that have been a problem for me? What if it works? What if I could just try it in the privacy of my own home, where nobody could see me or hear me? What if there was a way that was this easy? Because I know that I really, really want to make some shifts. I want some change in my life. I want to feel better. And I'm willing to try anything. So maybe I will give this a try. Again, a couple of nice slow clearing breaths. And there you have it. We've just done a round of tapping. A couple of concerns that people have often. One is they're worried about saying the wrong words. And truth is, there is no wrong words. Whatever's going on for you, you can rant, you can vent, emotionally, mentally, whatever's happening for you is what the perfect words are for your situation at the time. Another concern is people worry about speaking the negative and that they might be reinforcing it. So the truth is that the negative has been within us, in our subconscious, running the show for a very long time. And by bringing it up to conscious mind and using the tapping, we can then clear it. So start today and sign up to receive my free video series, 4 critical stress-busting tools that every woman needs to know. And in the first video, I'll be leading you through a tapping session to quickly and effectively relieve your workplace stress, leaving you to end your day feeling calm and refreshed. You know, this technique has literally been life-changing for myself and many of my clients, and I would love to hear how it's helping you. So you can get in touch with me, my information at the Contact Me section of my website. Thank you so much. This is Peggy Ness.